Etihad is based in Abu Dhabi, Emirates in Dubai. What is this competition going on?
You
Two
bet.
airlines within the
Absolutely.
same country?
Yeah, but this is like Singapore Airlines and Malaysian Airlines. They're probably
But
closer.
that's at least two different countries.
Yeah, well,
This is from the UAE and you have two different airlines.
Well, Singapore and Malaysia are pretty close, but they are two different countries.
But they're two different countries.
But so is Virgin and British Airways. I guess the issue is they're both in the UK. They're both operating out of Heathrow. This is about taking advantage of a market. You have two airlines that have been established by two entrepreneurial states. Of course, we're competitors, but we see the opportunity with this crossroad. As Malaysia and Singapore saw this crossroad, as we'll see moving forward the Indian crossroad and the Chinese crossroad, and quite frankly at the end of the Second World War we saw the creation of the European hub. So this is evolution, it's a changing world. Technology is a big driver of this because aircraft can carry more people, they're more efficient, and the customer is saying, yes, I'd rather have non-stop or one-stop service versus two-stop. So, when I look at Emirates and Qatar and ourselves in the Gulf, quite frankly, the competition is the Asian hubs and the European hubs as people transfer over the Gulf hubs because they're more convenient. It's one-stop or non-stop, and the airlines have an outstanding offering. But I obviously want to beat the other two guys too.
No, especially Emirates. I mean, you both are from the UAE.
Yeah, but that's great for the consumer. At the end of the day, we're opening up a whole range of new markets between us that never had their own non-stop services. You look at Dublin, we fly 10 times a week out of Dublin east. No, Aer Lingus doesn't. No other carrier does. And that runs at 78-80% seat factor. That's a profitable route. Brussels runs at 78-80% seat factor. What we're doing is giving the customer choice. If the customer didn't want that choice, we wouldn't be in business. So yes, we're challenging maybe some of the legacy carriers with our proposition, but the customer is saying, wow, we like this, as they did when Southwest started and EasyJet started and Ryanair started. So at the end of the day, the consumer, the customer will demand who wins.
Are there any cooperations between Etihad and Emirates?
No, not at all. We sponsor Manchester City in soccer. You'll see our name. They sponsor Arsenal. And you'll see Emirates on the Arsenal shirt. So both teams respect each other. We respect them. But when we play, we want to beat each other. And that's the same. They've got their commercial mandate as I have my commercial mandate.
Talking about all those advertising and marketing ploy, being sponsors of sporting events or even sporting teams in Manchester City, does it actually work?
Yes, it does. When you consider that our brand in 7 years has gone from zero to one of the fastest growing airline brands, and if you look at some of the major markets we're in, the impact of Manchester City in the Premier League, in Europe, being a winning team, the timing's not bad. But there's also other sports and other activities that we're involved in. We're involved in rugby union in the UK with Harlequins, in Melbourne with the Etihad Stadium, a sporting stadium, with the All Irish Games, the hurling in Ireland, but we're also involved in the arts too. So these types of sponsorship is how we take our brand, but also how do we work into the community too. If you look in the UAE, we sponsor the youth soccer, the youth rugby. We bring Manchester City players in and run soccer schools. We do the same with rugby unions. So yes, it helps project the brand. People associate Etihad with a winning brand, but also we take it into the community too. So if you look at where we place those dollars, we would say it's been well spent for Etihad.
I see. So who's doing better right now, Etihad or Emirates?
Well, two different businesses again. Emirates have been going 26 years. We're just into 7 years, and in their space they're doing a great job. In my space, I'm doing a great job. They're meeting the requirements of their shareholder as I meet mine. But I think the big difference in Abu Dhabi and Etihad is just the change in Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi in their 2030 plan is building as the capital, is building this fantastic crossroad built on education, built on the services sector, built on hospitality. So you're going to have the Louvre opening, the first Louvre outside of Paris, a Guggenheim Museum. You now have the Formula One Grand Prix. You have Ferrari World has just opened in Abu Dhabi. You have the Cleveland Medical Group building a major hospital complex in Abu Dhabi. You have the Sorbonne and NYU building major educational campuses. And that, again, is taking advantage of within that 3 hours flying time, that Indian market, that Middle Eastern market, where the destination has a range of attractions. So that's exciting for us because that gives people a reason to come to Abu Dhabi. Today 50% of our traffic is transfer traffic, 50% is destination traffic, and that destination traffic has a higher average fare component. So for me, what's important is that Abu Dhabi continues to position itself, continues to develop the range of reasons why you come to Abu Dhabi, and we continue to build an airline that's the right shape and right size to ensure we support the aspirations.
What are the environmental challenges that airlines face these days?
Well, obviously the big focus on airlines is the carbon emissions program that the Europeans are wanting to introduce. Aviation worldwide generates less than 2% of carbon emissions. We're in fact a highly regulated business. So in one way, our success means that we're an easy first stop for regulators because we produce reports, we produce the data, we have to from a safety perspective. My concern is that the European emission system could be deemed as anti-competitive because it's not global. And ICAO and IATA have been lobbying and working to achieve a form of global emissions program, but unfortunately the industry is not there yet. And I do consider that the European program could, from a competitive point of view, handicap not only Middle Eastern airlines but Asian airlines flying into Europe.
James, you're in the travel industry for like 30, 40 years, most of your life in this business. What's so sexy about it?
Well, look, I guess I've been fortunate that I've worked in airlines, I've worked in car rental, and I've worked in hotels from Australia throughout Asia Pacific into Europe and now back into the Middle East. It's about people. It's people like you. It's dealing with people. Every day is different. It's about people's aspirations. It's about emotions. It's about can-do, and it's about people doing what you just did, smiling and saying thank you. And whether it be the people that work for you or whether it be your customers, it's a very dynamic industry, and every day is different. And I think that's why all of us work in this business. Every day is different.
Mm-hmm. As CEO of Etihad, do you fly other airlines? It's okay, you can tell me.
Yeah, I do. It's always good to see what the other guys are up to. Yeah, I probably fly 4 or 5 other airlines throughout the course of 12 months, and it's good to watch, to see what they do. And sometimes when we see things they do better, we go back home and do a bit of fine-tuning ourselves.
สิ่งที่ดิฉันประทับใจคุณเจมส์เป็นพิเศษนะคะก็คือการที่ยอมรับค่ะว่าตัวเองนั้นก็นั่งสายการบินอื่นด้วยจะได้รู้ว่าคนอื่นเขาทำอะไรกันบ้างแล้วก็ยอมรับด้วยว่าบางอย่างคนอื่นเขาก็ทำดีกว่าแต่ที่สำคัญก็คือถ้าเห็นคนอื่นเขาทำอะไรดีกว่ามีประสิทธิภาพมากกว่านำมาปรับใช้กับตัวเองนะคะตรงนี้น่าจะเป็นกุญแจสำคัญค่ะที่ทำให้ Etihad Airways นั้นสามารถพัฒนาตัวเองได้เรื่อยๆไม่หยุดนิ่งไม่ใช่ว่าฉันทำดีแล้วเก่งแล้วก็ไม่คิดจะพัฒนาไปอีกนะคะอันนี้ก็น่าจะเป็นแนวคิดซึ่งเป็นกุญแจสำคัญที่ทำให้เอติฮาดประสบความสำเร็จแล้วเราเองฟังก็น่าจะไปปรับใช้ได้นะคะไม่ว่าจะเป็นหน่วยงานหรือว่าองค์กรไหนก็ตามค่ะสำหรับวันนี้นะคะเวลาหมดแล้วพบกันใหม่สัปดาห์หน้าสวัสดีค่ะ